Now we'll be creating a random color function that is going to help us create random functions. Now it is no secret that colors are basically hex values. So we'll be creating a function that is going to assign different hex values. So let's just make a function, maybe random color, and this is going to be an arrow function. And after we make one, let's create a let, and it's going to have color patterns. This color patterns is going to be equal to hold up a string 1 2 starting from 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 and O, and after this we're going to have A B C D E F. So basically we have all those numbers that are included in our hex values. Now put up a semicolon and let color equals to a hashtag. So now you might have got a pretty much idea what you're going to do. Now let's create a for loop, and this for loop is going to have a let again I, which is going to be equal to 0, and until and unless it's less than 6 we want to keep incrementing it. And what we're going to do is that we'll be creating a color. So this color should be equals to color plus color pattern, and this color pattern is going to hold up a math.flow, and inside this math.flow we are going to have math.random, and random times 16. So basically what it is going to do, it is going to assign random variables. So we can just refactor it a little bit and remove these colors and put up a plus sign. Okay, so colors equals to color plus color pattern. So this color is holding up a hashtag. So we'll be having different hex values for every iteration, right? So now let's return our colors. So here is a function that is going to give return different color values. So now what this function will do is that every time we call it, it is going to return us a different RGB value, a different hexadecimal value based on the color patterns, and we are going to have different colors. Now after this random color, we want to create a fetch method that is going to fetch our data from our API, right? So let's do it. Let's create a function or method and call it getQuotes, or perhaps fetchQuotes. And this quotes is going to be an arrow function again, and this time we'll be using Axios. So open up a terminal and create a new terminal. Let's import our Axios from Axios module. Now a semicolon, and it's done. So now we're fetching our data into our fetch quotes, right? So let's just fetch our data, and to do that we need Axios. So Axios.get, this is going to fetch our data from our API. Now if you're wondering where is the API, if you just see the assets folder that has been provided to you, this is the API on which we have to make call. This is, once you have copied the API, come over back to your quotes.jsx and paste it inside your Axios.get. So here is our API. Now we're going to put a dot then. So right out of this API, then, and inside this then we are going to get a result, and this result is going to be a const, and this const is going to be quotes.data. And now we are using the spread operator to get all the data of our results.data. So res.data dot quotes, and now put up a semicolon. Now right after our dot then, what we're going to do is that we are going to call our colors, the random color function. So we'll assign a const with the color, which is going to be equal to this dot random color. Now again a semicolon. Now we are going to change the value of our colors, right? So what you're going to do is that change the value randomly, because we want to assign random values. So we'll be directly updating our DOM. So document dot body dot style dot color is going to be equal to our color. Now after this we are going to change the background color as well. So document dot body dot style dot background color. Which is again going to be equal to our color. Now after this we are going to change the state of our object. For example, I have gotten this quotes data, so I'm going to map assign this data to our state, which again is an empty array, and so let's just assign it to our state. So this dot set state, then again this is going to be quotes dot data would be quotes data. So right after this we'll make sure that the color properties are even assigned. So color equals to color. Okay, so we have set it up our state. Now we need to set up a catch statement, which hopefully would be okay, so this is supposed to be a comma, not a semicolon. Okay, so now we need to set up a catch statement. Right after then we'll be setting up a catch. What if it doesn't goes right? Then what you need to do, you will just be in requirement to get an error and console log that error. So let's just console log this data. You need to just type in CLG to get the entire console log statement. So error. So now we have set it up a method that is going to fetch our data and assign our data to our states. So now there is another piece of code that we need to add, and that is going to be handle click. Whenever a user process that he or she needs another code, we have to provide with another code, right? So that's what we are going to do. So let's make another method and name it